I'm Dale Nuns. I am a senior software developer and team lead. So our clients had a problem where they'd licensed a proprietary pricing model and they needed to price a bunch of securities data. And the problem with this particular model is that it requires a lot of computing power to run and it takes a while to run. So originally we were looking at, for some of the data the client was pricing, it was taking up to 2 hours to price. We had reached the limit of how much we could scale the previous solution. There's only so big a machine you can run, and because of the previous solution you weren't able to run things in parallel. So there was no way to make it go much faster without spending vast sums of money. The biggest thing with it was that as the complexity of those calculations go up, the time also goes up. Although with our solution, it never really goes up because it's all being run in parallel. So what we did was we took this, and our job was to make it faster and cheaper to run. So what we've done is we've taken that model, we've essentially duplicated it thousands of times within AWS, and we run the calculation in parallel. So now what happens is, instead of running one big calculation, we now run 1,000 calculations in parallel, which gives us a massive speed increase, up to about 2,500% increase. The entire aim of the system, or one of the aims, was to build a system that essentially was zero cost at idle. You can't truly get zero cost, but the idea is that when the system's not running, you're basically only paying for storage costs. The rest of the time when it runs, you only pay for the small computing power you need during the calculation, and then everything shuts down again, and then you're back down to zero. It used to cost, I think it was $3, $4 an hour to run the previous setup, and this was a few cents for the equivalent amount of time now. Our client loved it, and they particularly liked the fact that the system would give them results so much faster. So in the past you were waiting 2-3 hours for a calculation result. Now you would get them within minutes, with with a lot less cost than they had in the past.